Welcome back. This is a wrap up of all the books that I have read in July. Also, ignore my really messy hair. I just came back from work and I also still have like plaster on my arm. Um, so yeah, ignore this. Again, all these books will not be in the particular order because yeah, I I just put them all in like a shelf and then it's gonna be like my thoughts on all these books. So, I apparently read 12 books in July, surprisingly. Technically, there's 2 that I haven't finished yet, but as the video is going to be posted, it's going to be finished reading them, so I'm going to rate them for what's left of them. So, let's start. Oh. She says hi. So, the first book that one of the books that I've read in July was The Lost World by Michael Crichton. And that is the second book in basically what inspired Jurassic Park 2. And I love this book. It's so good. It's always good. But they're funny because certain characters, things happen. I mean, it also happens in a movie, but like not in the second movie. But the character of Ian Malcolm at one point, he got hurt again, like in the second book, and he's on morphine, and he's like saying really weird stuff when he's on that, and then it's just like so funny. But yeah, it's good. There's one character in this though that I hated so much that every time I seen him, I was like, I want to throw out a book across the room. But this character ends up, well, I'm not gonna say it, but yeah, he's in the movies, and what happened in the movie is way different from the book, which I prefer the book for that situation. Anyway, so this one is a 5-star, definitely 5 stars, so good. I also read Congo by Michael Crichton. This one is a little strange. I don't know how to explain it. So you follow a bunch of characters, and they go into like this expedition in Uganda, and like they go for like mining diamonds, those like really really rare blue diamonds, and they go to like they find this legendary like city called Zinj, and while they're there, they encounter primates. But in that area, there's not supposed to be primates, and also like they're primates. They're not supposed to be extremely smart, but they are, to a point where slowly they are getting rid of everyone in the group of people that went there. And you also have this guy who I forgot his name, but like he works with a gorilla, and her name is Amy, and Amy starts to like draw like weird drawings, and the guy like taught her how to use sign language, and she understands, humans. So he's trying to explain what do you see, what does that mean, what does that drawing mean, and then she basically signs something like, oh, this is where Amy is from. And then you're like, okay. So they embark into that expedition as well to try and figure out what exactly does Amy draw and why does she draw it. So yeah, it was good. It was pretty good. I liked it more now than the first time that I read it. Also, this book is kind of creepy. So yeah, I reread it, and that was a 4-star. It was pretty good. The next book that I have read is Thea Stilton, Le Mystère de la Montagne Rouge. This one, it takes place in Australia, and I'm obsessed with Australia. So yeah, it's not. Of course, it's like, and it's a kids book, so it's not like the best thing in the world. But I did like all the Australian facts, so that was pretty good. So 3 star. It is one. And then I read the novelization for Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. And the novelization is by Rob McGregor. Um, that was fine. It's just the way the book is written, it's like super confusing. Um, and like, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, the writing style was a little weird, in my opinion. But it was still good. I mean, it's my favorite Indiana Jones movie, so it was good. It was okay. So 3 stars. And then this one, I sadly give it 1 star because, yeah. So, as you can see here, I have Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys books. And they have been revised over the years because the originals were questionable. Some of them were. And obviously, still in some of my own, they still have like a little bit of like the questionable things that they haven't like completely gotten rid of. Um, but I found this one in a thrift store, and the copyright is from 1973. But obviously, it was written before that. I mean, this edition, I guess, was made in 1973. Um, but it's older than that, clearly. And it is Mystery at Devil's Paw, um, by Frank W. Dixon. Is that his name? Yeah, Franklin W. Dixon. Um, this one, they basically go to Alaska and then like British Columbia, but of course, it's not as like in these books, it's not as populated. And then they use like expressions that we do not use anymore for like the people living in Alaska. And then they encounter like Indians, and they're like, they call them Indians, and it's like really really weirdly said. I'm like, those people, I don't remember exactly what you call them now, without, not if we don't want to, be racist, but yeah, this book was pretty racist. um so yeah, I did not love it as much as I thought I would. Also, it's my first Hardy Boys in French, so I did not like how it was written either. So that's a 2 star because, yeah, I didn't care about it that much. And then I did read there's a lot of his books. I read the third Michael Crichton book, and this time it is Micro. It's also written by Richard Preston. Because I think when this came out, originally Michael Crichton was like, had passed away, I think. So like, it's like part of his books that he had never finished. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's 2011. And I think he died like in 2008. So, yeah. Um, I think 2008 or 2006, something like that. So anyway, Micro. Um, it's also my second time reading it, and the first time that I read it was like in 2020, and I was like, oh my gosh, this thing is creepy. And then I reread it, and I'm like, yeesh, that is horror. um, basically, you follow this group of people who go to like visit this facility where they built like nanotechnology and things like that. But one of the main characters, I do not remember his name. Anyway, the main character, his brother has died in mysterious circumstances. And when this guy decides to confront his killer, finding out who it is after a while, he confronts him, and the guy decides to use his nanotechnology on this group of people because they heard the entire thing. They heard confrontation and be like, yeah, I did kill your brother. So they have to find a way out of the situation they're in a jungle filled with bugs and dangerous things because they are, turns out, in the micro world, which is pretty creepy. And like the creatures, the animals, and like the plants was so creepy, but it was so good. I love this book. Obviously, like the ending, I did not like it because like it ends in a way where it's like one character's like, "Oh, I would never date you," and like at the end of the book, she's dating the guy in question. And I'm like, okay. And then there's like a lot of really creepy scenes, but um, yeah, it was really really good. So 4 star. This one also. And then also I reread again. I reread The Maze Runner by James Dashner. Um, I mean, I love these books. They're my childhood. I don't know. It was still as good as I remember. Um, there was a funny there were a few funny scenes, of course, in this that I've forgotten about. I don't remember exactly what they are right now, but still, it's so good. I remember loving this book, and like I think last time that I had reread this was like when the first movie came out in 2014, apparently. Um, because I have a thing inside where it's like as a bookmark, but it's a thing for the movie and like the game that they made for your phone. So yeah, I reread that. A 5 star, of course, because it was so good. And then the rest of the books on this list are all books that I've read um, either audiobook or on tablet. So, I'm going to take out the tablet. Also, my background right now is like the um, Elfame, so it's basically like a fan-made Cruel Prince show. There's one episode so far out, and it's so good. Um, it's called Elfame fan film. It's so good. It kind of made me want to reread uh, those books, but I lended one to my friend, so it's not gonna be back yet. Um, so my books. I do not know how to use Goodreads on my tablet, so it's a bit annoying. That's why it's a bit slow. Oh, okay. Okay. So I've listened to the audiobook for Midnight, which is the second book in the New Prophecy, Warrior Cats, and New Prophecy. So series 2, season, like not season, but series 2, book 1. So Midnight. I gave it 3 stars because it just like felt like it was way too long, and you like following new cats. Also, a lot of the characters were just bugging me. Um, like Firestar was like very mean and annoying. Of course, I know these books are written by like uh, ghostwriters, so basically it's like different author for each book, which has a lot of consistency issues, like continuity, and like Firestar was being so mean to like this cat, Brambleclaw. Like he was so mean to Brambleclaw, and then you're like, didn't you resolve your issues with Brambleclaw when he was a kid? Well, younger, like you resolved these issues, and now you're basically like, oh, you're hanging out with my daughter. I don't like you. it was just so annoying. Um, Also, there's another cat, Crowpaw. He is annoying. He's the worst cat possible. I do not like him at all. He was so annoying. um, so yeah, I gave them on 3 stars. I also listened to the audiobook for A Quiet Strength by Janet Oak, which is book 3 in her Prairie Legacy series, which is a continuity to Love Comes Softly series. I think that's what it's called. And this is what it looks like. So in this one, basically Virginia's like personality, like not personality, but like Virginia's life is tested when a situation where her and her husband have to like deal with a bunch of things that happened in her life, and on top of that, her best friend shows up out of the blue and basically dumps her child on Virginia, and that child has no manners. So her life is tested and her faith is tested, and yeah, it was really good. Like I enjoyed that one as well. Um, it was sad though because you get attached to some of the characters and they end up dying. Um, but yeah, it was still really good. So I gave that one 5 star because I loved it. And then I also listened to the audiobook for Moonrise. So book 2 in the New Prophecy by Aaron Hunter. Um, I loved that one a little more than the first one. Um, Now you have like tribe cats in the mountains. They're like, how do I explain this? They're basically like First Nation, but as cats. And then they have like those First Nation type names that are like very long. Like Swift Wind River or some stuff like that, which I thought was really cool. And I love those cats. They're pretty cool. So yeah, I love that one better than the first one. And I gave it 4 stars because it's still not like the best book it's not the best series. But I did love the friendship between Brambleclaw and what's her name? I have Spotted Leaf in my head, but it's not Spotted Leaf. She's dead. It's Squirrel Paw. I love their friendship. Um, and then it was also sad because like this book has a scene where those tribe cats are like, "Oh, the great cat! He's the cat from our prophecy. We've seen it in the stars or whatever the thing is." And then it's like they're here to destroy this cat that is evil, giant evil cat. But obviously it did not end up the way they're expecting it to happen, and the cat, sadly, one of the cats from the group of cats that basically we follow in the first book, passes away, and it's like no, so sad. Um, but yeah, that is the second book, and it was really good. But yeah, 4 star. And then I decided to listen to the audiobook for another one. Again, in the same series. This one is Dawn. And this is book 3 in the New Prophecy. This one I gave it 5 star. Why? I'm not entirely sure. Okay, I did not write it in my reading journal yet. Why? But yeah, I loved it. Trying to. Oh yeah. I love that one more because like, humans are destroying the forest where clan cats live, and we got to see cats that we hadn't seen in like a very long time, which I really loved. So yeah, and then they go on the journey, and their journey was fun, like how they went to the journey and everything. It was really fun. I love that part. So I gave that one 5 star, and I don't want to spoil it because it's the third book. So and by the time that I finished the month and this video was posted, I will have read the 4th book in the new prophecy. And so far, I like that one too. It's not, obviously, again, not the best one, but I still love it. It's pretty good. Yeah. What happens in this one again? Oh, yeah. The cats are in a new area now since they fled their forest and stuff, the clans, and they're all at one specific place, and then we're looking for different like places to like settle, and no cat can like how do I say this, like they can't like um put their minds, like get their minds to, you know, focus on one specific thing, and they're like, oh, maybe we should settle here. Nah, we don't like that place. And it's like, just settle already. I mean, you have like a lot of old cats like in your clan, so like do something for them, you know. And then in this one, some of the characters want to be, you know, like they want to be leaders and like very strong leaders because they're, you know, some cat which is a deputy for ThunderClan disappeared, and they're like, I want to be the new deputy. But then Firestar's like, no, 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 we're not gonna have a new deputy. So yeah, the cats are just arguing and having issues. But yeah, I love that one still. It's pretty good. And the last book that I read this month, which I'm gonna finish again today, definitely, right after this video, it is a Animorphs book, and it is the Andalite Chronicles, which is Animorphs 12.5. And in this one, we follow Elfangor as he meets, before he becomes a prince. So basically, a prince is when you're in the military, and that's before he's just like a cadet in the army. So it's really cool, and it's also like how he meets Lauren, a human woman, well, teenager, in this story, and she will reappear later on in the series. So yeah, it's basically him who encounters them on while he's a cadet, and they end up going through like this weird time traveling, like how to explain this, dimension thing, which is like a mix of like Earth, the Andalite world, and another world, and it's just weird, because it's just it, yeah. But there's also like funny references. Like there's at one point they see a McDonald's, and it's like, whoa, there's a McDonald's. Um, but yeah, it's really good because I like the fact that we get to see how they met. Because I don't want to spoil it, but like we find out in one of the books specifically that Lauren had a child at one point. And like I always wondered how they met. So yeah, we got that one. So it's really good. Like really, really good. So that one is definitely a 5 star. And these are all the books that I have read in July. She is so pretty. I definitely need to do a video just about her and like her habits, but it's gonna be boring. She doesn't really have any habits. So I will stop the video here and you can watch the bunny for a little bit. Oh, she blinked. She's adorable.